Hi guys, welcome to today's video. If you notice, I have way better lighting right now. And yeah, I'm actually in front of my giant window in my bedroom right now. I wish my makeup room had a giant window like this, but it doesn't. It's like off to the side and small, so it doesn't really work at all. But yeah, so I'm in my bedroom right now filming this video since it's not a makeup video or anything. But this is besides the point. Today's video is going to be my birth story video. I have actually filmed this video before, but I felt like I was all over the place and I had lipstick on my tooth, so I didn't want to really use it. But right now I have this little notebook full of some notes and stuff. So if I look down, it's probably because I'm looking at my notes just to see. So I like to say that I literally had the most perfect labor and delivery experience of life. That's how I like to think of it. I mean, I hope every single baby that I have either is the same or better, to be honest. Like, if it was a little bit worse, I would still be great. Like, I really just think I don't know. I just feel like I had the perfect birthing experience. So let's just get right on into the little story. So I'm just going to start out saying that, sorry if I touch my nose. I have a runny nose, so I just did my makeup, and I always have a runny nose when I do my makeup. My labor lasted from about 1 until Gray was born, or my labor and delivery was about from 1 until almost noon. So that is about 11 hours, but I really didn't feel all of it. I just kind of thought maybe it started when it did. So I actually felt my contractions, actually felt them around 3 to 4 in the morning. So I like to say it's around 3 to 4 in the morning till noon. So around 9 to 10 hours or whatever, labor and delivery altogether, which that is, I feel like, really good because it was my very first baby, and I feel like they say first babies usually last 24 hours or longer for their labor and delivery. But yeah, I'm just going to get on into it now. So I thought I went into labor at around 1 o'clock. I didn't really feel, nothing hurt. It just kind of felt like my stomach was tightening. They always say, if your stomach starts tightening, that's usually a contraction. And the day it started was the day before that I was due. So at that time, I was really okay, if I feel this, it might be contractions, whatever. I was really nervous and more aware of the way my stomach was feeling. So yeah, I thought it started at about 1, and I have an app, and it was the contractions app you can get on the App Store. So you just basically push the button when you feel like it starts, and then when you feel like it stops, and it kind of calculates the time in between, how long they lasted, and stuff like that. So I thought that they were starting in it, and I remember, I think I actually still have the app on my phone, so if I do, I will screenshot it and put what it looked like right over here somewhere. What my actual log looked like. And I think it started out around, they were very short contractions. They were probably 10 seconds long, and they were every 10 to 20 minutes or something like that. Something super, that's, I guess.
Hi guys, I am actually editing this video right now, and I did check my contractions app, and I totally forgot. I thought it was so weird while I was actually in labor. My contractions were always 5 minutes apart, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. They were a little bit inconsistent until right before I went to the hospital. So the time of my contractions, the duration of them, kept going up, and that's what made me go to the hospital. But they were always 5 minutes apart, and yeah.
Far apart, but it was pretty far apart. It wasn't very consistent. So I was still calculating it, and it's, like I said, 1 o'clock in the morning, and Andrew's still awake. We were just hanging out. He had to work the next day. So when he saw that I was tracking my contractions that I thought they were, he was like, do I have to stay home from work tomorrow? You have to tell me so I can tell my boss that I won't be going to work tomorrow. And I'm I don't know yet, I don't know. And so it kept going on, and then around 30 minutes later, I looked again, and it was so it had been 3 contractions later.
It really would have been 6 contractions later, but you guys get the point.
They were about 7 minutes apart, and I think 30 seconds long. So
Okay, last time, if I say anything about how far apart they were, like 7 minutes, 6 minutes, whatever, completely do not mind that. Just pay attention to, like, how long they were, because that's what I was really worried about, because like I said, they were always 5 minutes apart. This is the last time I'm doing this, but yeah, always pay attention to how long they were, not how far apart they were.
At that time, it was like, okay, I think I might be actually in labor. So like I said, about 30 minutes later, I thought maybe it could be, but maybe, it just Braxton Hicks, I don't know. So I got in the shower, I started doing stuff in the shower, and at this point, I wasn't keeping track of anything because I was just getting some stuff done. I got in the shower, I took a shower, and I started cleaning up the house, like, doing the dishes and stuff, just in case, like, I'd be in the hospital for a couple days. I was just getting some stuff done around the house. So that was probably an hour later is when I started, like, recalculating them again. So that was at about 2:30, and at that point, like, throughout the whole time, I felt like they were still inconsistent, but they were still, like, most of the time, they were 7 minutes apart, 30 seconds long. Okay. So then 4 o'clock in the morning hit, and I was calculating them, and they were about 6 minutes apart and like 45 seconds long. So at that point, I was like, yes, I know I'm in labor now. I know I'm in labor. And Andrew's like already called or already texted his boss, whatever, because it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. He's not awake. And he told him, I'm not going to work now. And yeah. So I was kind of like, I'm that person that's like afraid to talk on the phone to people. So I didn't want to call the hospital at all. Like, I didn't want to call the hospital. So I'm waiting till like 5 o'clock in the morning. I feel like it was about 5 in the morning when I first called. Well, like, I was waiting until they were like, I think they say you have to wait until it's 5 minutes apart, 1 minute long, and last for 1 hour. And I didn't wait until they lasted for an hour. But at the 5 o'clock in the morning mark, they were 5 minutes apart and they were a minute long. Or 50 seconds to a minute long. It was like a little bit inconsistent, but yeah, so it was about that. And at that point, they were starting, like, I could start to like feel them. They weren't like super painful, but they made me like stop. Like when they were going, it made me like stop and like take a breather, So I called the doctor's office. They told me, my midwife, I called my midwife, and she told me, okay, I'll meet you at the hospital. You can go in now, definitely. And so, yeah, we ended up actually getting to the hospital, because at that time, let me tell you this. Andrew decided it was time for him to take a shower. And that boy takes the longest freaking showers. He's waiting 20 minutes in the shower. And, like, 20 minutes later, they were actually starting to, like, hurt. Like, not, like, they were just a little bit more painful than when they were at, like, 5 in the morning. They're just a little bit more painful. It's not something, like, I'm screaming at, like, wanting to cry or anything. But they did hurt. I'm stopping, like, holding the wall, like, okay, I can feel them. And, yeah, so we ended up getting to the hospital. It was, like, literally right around the corner, by the way. At around 5:45 in the morning. So 5:45 in the morning, we're at the hospital. And at that time, we were checking in at the front desk and whatever. We're in the emergency room checking in. And yeah, we're just checking in. And when I'm filling out these papers, like, I'm actually like starting to cry now. Like, they actually hurt. And yeah, they're actually starting to hurt. Like, I was like in tears, kind of. And so I was sitting, they had us go sit in the chair, wait for someone with a wheelchair to come down, even though the girl never ended up coming with a wheelchair. I don't know. But so we're walking up to the room at I want to say we were waiting there for probably 20 to 30 minutes. We were waiting in the waiting room. I don't know why there's no one in there. Maybe it just felt like a longer time because, like, okay, this was, Grayson right now is 9 months old, so this was 9 months ago, so I'm like, I can remember a lot of things, like, I can remember a lot of things, but, like, time frames, it's kind of, like, iffy, but what I have written down here is I'm pretty sure I got into the room at around 6:20, 6:30ish, so when we're on the way up to the room, she's asking me questions, like, why do you think you're in labor, blah, 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 and I'm thinking, like, oh my god, if I'm not in labor right now, and they send me home, or I'm not, like, dilated enough, and they send me home, I will cry, because these don't feel good at all. And yeah, and okay, I know I'm like all over the place, but it's kind of hard to film these story times for me anyway. So let's just backtrack to before I went in labor, like a whole 3 weeks before all of this, Grayson was sitting on, like, my spine nerve, like, my tailbone nerve. So let me tell you, I couldn't sit down. I couldn't lay down. It hurt so bad. So I'm in the car, like off to the side, like, my butt's in the air, and I cannot, like, it just so hurt so bad to be on my butt. But yeah, that's whatever. That's besides the point. I just want to let you know that not only did it hurt to stand up, it hurt to sit down. Okay. So we're at the hospital. We got in the room. They made me change my clothes. Blah 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 blah. And they went out, and I called my mom, and I was like, Mom, yeah. And Andrew had to call his mom, but his mom didn't answer, I don't think, until like 20 minutes later or something. He like kept calling her. So I called her. I'm like, yeah, Mom, I am in labor. I'm at the hospital. And so she was like, oh my God, okay. And I think she thought like I was having the baby right there. So she's like rushing to get out the door. And no. But then, weird thing, she said that I called her, like, she was obviously sleeping. And maybe it was, like, in her dream or something. But she swears I called her again after that. And I was like, Mom, you need to hurry up. The baby is coming. And I'm like, no, I didn't call you again. And she's like, I know, Jordan, I know you called me. Like, I was awake. Like, I was up getting my clothes on. I was awake. And I'm like, Mom, no, I didn't call you. Like, I only called you that one time to tell you I was in the hospital. And then I had to go really quickly because the nurse came in to, like, give me my IV and everything. But yeah, so that's weird. That's a really weird part of my little story. Okay, so they probably arrived around 6:45, 7-ish. And by that time, I was already in the hospital bed with my gown on. And they had everything strapped up to, like, monitor my contractions and the baby's heart rate and stuff like that. So all that was hooked up, and the one thing I didn't want was the IV. I don't know why, but they fucking scare me. And yeah, so they gave me an IV, and they gave it to me in the worst, like, spot. It was, like, off to the side. It was so stupid. But yeah, they ask a bunch of questions, like, do you smoke, do you drink, blah, 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 this, that. I'm like, no, you know. Our parents both ended up getting there around 6:45, 7-ish. My mom got there first. Andrew's mom got there later. And she ended up bringing, Andrew's little sister. Well, she ended up bringing Andrew's little sister, and you can only have 3 people in the room, whether it's labor, delivery, whatever. Only 3 people in the room. So Andrew's little sister had to go. And so Andrew's mom ended up bringing her to her grandma's at some point in the time. But yeah. So when they first checked me, I'm pretty sure it was right before everyone got there, I think. They checked me, like, to see how far along I was, and I was about 4 centimeters dilated, like, already, like, almost 5 centimeters. That's so weird. So I got there. It's only, like I said, I've only been in labor since, like, 1, and I didn't even really know. But, yeah, so I was already 4 centimeters dilated, and the contractions kind of hurt. Like, they hurt. Like, I was, like, dreading every time they came. So whatever. Literally, the way I was dealing with my pain, like, I was just kind of crying at some points, but I was, like, rocking my head back and forth, like this, like, I just sitting there going like this the whole time, like, I wasn't screaming at anyone, I wasn't angry, it just hurt, and I was just kind of crying sometimes. And they checked me. After they checked me, they said that, his head was in a weird position, like, it was down there. But, like I said, it was on my tailbone, so it wasn't, like, over, like, his head wasn't over my cervix, like, my cervix. So they had me get into the bathtub. They ran me a bath, and they got me in the tub, and that was at about, I want to say that they put me in the tub around 8-ish, and I was in the tub for about 30 to 45 minutes, and let me tell you, it felt so good being in the tub. I loved it. It made my contractions feel better. So everyone's just hanging out in the bathroom with me while I was in the tub. I had, like, a towel over me, but that doesn't really matter. But yeah, I had a towel over me, and they were just hanging out with me. Sorry if you hear Grayson in the background. He's, like, whining in his room. It's okay. He's not crying. He's just whining. But yeah. And let me tell you, the only reason I got out of the bath was because my water broke. And I'm, like I said, this is, like, part of the reason why I'm saying that it's, like, the perfect labor and delivery. It lasted under 12 hours, and my water broke at the hospital in the bathtub. It didn't need to be broke. Like, it broke on its own in the bathtub. So easy cleanup. And my mom heard it. I don't think Andrew heard it. So I think someone that was in the room heard it pop, and he was like, someone was like, how did you know that it popped? I'm like, you feel it. You feel the pop. And I always compare it to those little... I'll be right back. So Grayson will be joining us for today's video, and you might not be able to see him, but he's right here. Ready, Passy? Okay, you have a pass. Hey yo, say hello to everyone. Say, I'm 9 months old. I'm 9 months old, and I'm so big. Mwah. I got lip gloss on your ear. Yep, this is not a baby update, but he's crawling and stuff already. It's so cute. So I'm gonna let him go play. You go play. So my water ended up breaking in the bathtub, and it scared the shit out of me. Like, it scared the living shit out of me. It just made me realize the baby was coming even sooner. So I started crying, and they got me out of the bathtub, and they got me dressed again, and so I ended up sitting on the bed again. And yeah, that was pretty, and that was like the easiest part of my whole labor and delivery. Okay. And then after I got out of the bathtub, they strapped me back up with everything, and maybe 10, 15 minutes later, they checked me again to see how far along I was, and that 45 minutes, I ended up being 7 centimeters dilated after that. So let me say, this is almost 9-ish, 7 centimeters dilated, and I was like, I need the epidural now, this hurts, like, it's so weird because it hurts and, like, you're crying, but it's not, like, a pain, like, it's not a terrible pain, it's really not, like, it hurts, yeah, it hurts, but it's not, like, so bad, like, you want to die. You don't. Like, it hurts, but I don't, like, at least for me it was. Like, I don't know how to explain it. That's just what it felt like to me. And I ended up getting the epidural around 15 minutes later. The guy came in with the epidural, and it was really quick. My worst fear was, oh, my God, what do I do if I'm having a contraction? He's shoving a needle in my spine. Like, I was moving the whole time. And she's like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. So he was really quick, maybe 2 minutes long doing it. And it worked super quick. And then literally 15 minutes after I got the epidural, they checked me again, and I was 9 centimeters dilated. So this is like 9:15, 9:30, and yeah, so I was 9 centimeters dilated. And it was so chill. I started eating popsicles, and then I started eating my crushed ice. I started just chillaxing. I felt like nothing could go wrong at that point. Nothing could go wrong. Oh, great, you're so cute. So I'm 9 centimeters dilated. It's around 9:30, and they gave me one of those peanut pillows or whatever, and I'm stuck between my legs. I was on my side, and they left me alone until right before I obviously started pushing. So it was like 11:30, 11:30, around that time when I started actually like pushing. So they kicked everyone out at around 11 o'clock, and they're dealing with me for about 15 minutes. I don't even know, to be honest. From 11 o'clock till he was being pushed out. All I know is it took me around 15, 20 minutes to push him out, and I couldn't feel a thing. So like, obviously, before that, they checked me, and I was 10 centimeters dilated, so obviously it was time to push. Oh, you want to play with this? Here you go. Mom is done with this anyway. Here you go. It was time to start pushing, and so it took me about 15, 20 minutes to start pushing, and this is kind of where it gets a little bit funny, I guess. So I'm pushing, and it's fine. They have my legs in the air, whatever. I couldn't feel my own contractions, like, to know when to push. So they're, like, feeling it for me, telling me when I'm having contractions and telling me when to push. And so, yeah, I'm pushing, and like I said, about 15, 20 minutes. I couldn't feel literally a thing at all. No, great. And so the only thing I really said was, like, I'm literally, like, I always tell everyone, I was literally just having casual conversation with these doctors while I'm pushing, because I literally couldn't feel a thing. Maybe a little bit of pressure, but, like, not at all. And yeah, so the only thing I really said, like, was angry was, Andrew, can you hold my head up? Because he was, like, it was easier for me to, because he was, like, holding my head up and holding one of my legs. And let me tell you, this boy was watching my cooch like it was a movie. Like, he was just so interested, just staring at it. I'm like, can you not just stare at it? That's, like, weird. And as he was coming out, as his head was coming out, they were like, oh, do you want to touch his head? It's right here. I'm like, no. I'm okay. Don't need to touch your head. No. Because, no. That's just not my thing. And then yeah, so when he came out, literally, I did tear. By the way, I heard it because it was so quiet because obviously I wasn't talking or anything. Yeah, I tore and it sounded like a piece of paper. I had to get 2 to 3 stitches, I think, but I tore and yeah, it was disgusting because I heard it. Literally a piece of paper. It sounded like ripping. Whatever, he's out, he's on my chest, and it's amazing, and I have my little baby, and I love him so much. And like, the first thing I thought when he was like thrown on my chest, it felt so weird, like a little body sitting on your chest. Like, it doesn't, I don't know how to explain it. It just felt like a big heavy weight, but like really small heavy weight, and it was so weird. So he was born, and he was 6 pounds 15 ounces, and yeah. Oh, and he pooped inside of me on the way out. So there was at 0.1 ounces that he would have been exactly 7 pounds. But yeah, so he's out and everything's good. I didn't get to see my umbilical cord, like his umbilical cord or the placenta. I didn't get to see any of that, and I wanted to see it. But whatever. No, you're gonna move mommy's camera. No, you don't. So yeah, and then he was 19 inches long, and he was born at 11:44 a.m. So all of my labor and delivery was in one morning time frame. So I was pretty lucky, I feel like. And the doctors were like, oh my gosh, you did so good. I hope the next girl is just like you. Like, they loved me. They literally loved me. It was so amazing. Like, I had the best, like, such an amazing labor and delivery experience. And I couldn't, thank anyone anymore. Like, it was in my, experience within the room. Everything was just so perfect. And it makes me like, oh, I could have another baby, I'm excited. Obviously not now, but I do want another baby. I just want Grace to have a little friend to play with. Like, I do want one, but not now. Like, I'm not ready now. Oh, no. He's doing, downward dog over here. He's trying to stand up now, so he, puts his butt in the air and just, has his hands, downward dog, the yoga position. But, yeah, that is basically it for my labor and delivery story. I don't know how long this video is, and if you're still here at the end, that is amazing. Definitely leave me, if you have time to write out your labor and delivery experience, write it down below. I would love to read them, guys. I would love to read them. But yeah, this was mine, and I couldn't be, like I said, more thankful. And yeah, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, definitely subscribe down below. I do makeup videos, mommy videos. I think this is my first, mommy video, I guess. But yeah, I'm all over the place in my YouTube life. But I've been super consistent lately, 2 videos a week. Usually I try to get them out Tuesdays and Saturdays. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys. Come and say bye. Bye, baby. Bye, bye, baby. We love a baby. We love a baby. Say bye-bye. 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 Bye. 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 Okay, we love you guys so much.